Hey, how's it going, Ritesh? Thanks for stopping by. I see you with the first. I'm gonna go ahead and share the link around real quick, so give me a moment. But yeah, starting a little bit early today. Good morning to you as well. Alright, it's one down. I'm gonna share it over here. Kinda, well, I wasn't feeling very good today, but right now I'm feeling okay about the work I will be able to get done, so that's good. See, what time is it? It's 8:37 where I am. So I think I will be able to get a good amount done today, actually. So that's a little motivated for that. So that's gonna be cool. The air quality is not bad. Finally, it's 84 degrees, point zero. So that's great. I think it's been a lot hotter all day long. But yeah, how are you guys doing? What kind of anime genre do I like? Hmm. I usually go for I guess I like shonen sometimes. Um, I like shonen sometimes, and I guess I also like things that are thought provoking. So that could be like anything. I don't watch much anime anymore, unfortunately. It's like once in a blue moon I'll check out certain things. Uh, but yeah, I like shonen sometimes. I can deal with some seinen content every now and then. Uh, I like to feel like it's possible to learn something through something. Uh, so those are kind of like the feel I go for. I don't think uh, anime has a really good scene for horror yet. Nothing very too much scary. There are some things that are creepy in the moment, but not so much scary. Yeah. Mm. All right. All I have to do is make one post to Instagram. My Instagram stories. And then I will be done with all the promoting for the stream. At least for right now. And that should be it for posting. Yeah, hope you guys are having a good day today, and the weather where you are is nice. We're gonna go ahead and get ready to jump right into it, and get some more progress done on these pages. So a little motivated today. I don't know completely why necessarily. I think it's just because I usually wait until I stream to work on my comic, and my comic is one of the biggest, I guess, motivators for me at this point. But yeah, I've been putting off working on it consistently until it's I'm with you guys. What is this called here? There we go. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. More worried about not feeling the feeling of success and feeling like I need to do more. It's kind of like whoa, I just realized I just tangled up this cord really badly. One moment. Alright, that was an actual optical illusion, and I didn't tangle up the cord as bad as I thought I did. That's so funny. But it's kind of like just not being satisfied or something, you know? Concerned about that. Been feeling that more recently, more so than anything. It's like no matter what I do, there's this consistent, not race, but like this consistent thing that an artist has to do or go through to make certain gains, I guess. And like, there's no way around it. Hey, how's it going, Ballpoint? Earlier stream today because better weather. But yeah, go ahead and get started right now. Alright, so I remember that there's some guys over here in this general section that need more detail to their character art. Alright. I have this guy turned around. I'm going to change him back around. I don't think he needs to be that interactive. He can just talk to them if he needs to talk to them while he's, you know, kind of moving forward in the boat. Go ahead and, oh yeah, and I found some new brushes to check out. So I was looking for a certain type of brush, kind of just add to my arsenal. I'm not going to use any of those right now though. They're not that important. But yeah, been like, you know, worried, because I'm like, you know, in a way, I have some form of success, right? Like, I know that I'm already a decent person, and I'm a decent father and husband and all these other things. But then you have the influx of like all the things that an artist has to be in order to be considered you know, successful and things of that nature. And it gets really complicated. because the art world is consistently evolving. More tools, more technology comes along and changes the meta, and everyone updates what they think is good enough, including the artists, including the people who look at the art. Um, it's very difficult, in a way. It's actually, I would say, like, more difficult when you actually are trying to achieve something at all from it. If you were just like, oh, this is a doodle, it's less pressure, so it's like, doesn't feel as crazy. But one day at a time. I do think it's all about consistently finding a balance, though, you know? Like, you can't just do so much that you burn out or that you injure yourself. Um, it's definitely not worthwhile to be in that type of position. Just realized I was on the wrong layer for that, so I'm going to switch back and redo the shirt. See, I didn't do the erasers here again. Okay, wrong layer. I think I would actually love to do figure drawing with you guys. It could be pretty cool. Definitely not the best at figure drawing, but I really enjoy it, and you can gain a lot of skills from just practicing that, if you guys already don't do that enough. You can try when you can. It's good. Been noticing that I might have been putting a little bit too much effort into fundamentals here and there. It is definitely possible to do such a thing. It's kind of like when you don't put enough effort into a project. So you gain a lot of skills, right? Your hand, your eye coordination is good. But if you're not putting all those skills you learned from figure drawing into something, it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of sitting there waiting to be utilized, if you will. And when you slack on your practices and you didn't put them into any of your projects, they just kind of regress your skills. Okay, this is the blue layer, right? Let's see. They do say it's like a muscle. Yeah, the thing is, right, like, you would think, okay, if I work out every day, that is not, I shouldn't be able to lose it, that skill. But it's like imagine working really hard on figure drawing and stuff. Like, my brain is like, okay, I'm practicing, like, lighting and values and stuff right now for anatomy. But I have to always come back down to earth, if you will, and go, wait, I'm working on like a manga here. How can I use it in the manga? In that format. What's the purpose if I'm not, like, imagine if I didn't use values or tone in my comic. Then it'll be like, well, am I training to be able to eventually use it? Like, I'm also thinking about like how would I create what's the final look of that thing, right? Since the final look is going to be inked and maybe with values on it or something, if what I produce in my practice doesn't, like, if I don't have that in the back of my mind all the time, I'll end up consistently making a form of art that doesn't actually work with the medium that I'm in, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm consistently, like, worrying, like, creating something that has this ink feel to it, right? But when I'm drawing, I'm actually trying to produce something that doesn't look like that all the time. I'm trying to create values, I'm trying to create all this stuff. And it technically has more stuff involved in it than what I can put into my finished stuff here. Like, I can practice like all these values and stuff like that, but when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, my finished line quality is just gonna be, like a couple strokes here and there, and it's like, yo, that's an arm. Like, okay, like, how can I take what I learned and apply it here so that it's not getting lost, and I guess other people can be affected by all the stuff that I learned there. That's what I'm trying to figure out more and more. It's like work your arms when you're supposed to do leg day. Yeah, exactly. It's like it's like it's like learning the moves of martial arts but not doing any working out. If that makes any sense. It's like, yo, like, I think I can fight, but like, I haven't actually exercised beyond just knowing the moves I should make. Like, yeah, doing it is strong and all that good stuff, and I'd be lucky if I had a partner. But if that partner actually, made their body stronger, none of the moves I would do would be that good or effective against them because I didn't work out. I didn't go to the gym. I just did the moves, you know? So their speed and accuracy and understanding is just beyond whatever I could do. They're just kind of humoring me, and that wouldn't work out. Interesting. What layer is this on? Interesting, okay. I know what it is. It's because the gray here is kind of overlapping, so it's harder to see. For the computer, anyway. Oh, come on. Alright, go ahead and select this boat, and then go ahead and erase away. But I don't need Clip Studio is saving, or, yep, saving. See here, I'll do it for this face here. This looks odd back here. Alright, almost done with this part. Can erase away the boat stuff that's kind of going through them here. Ever consider playing some music? Yeah, you're not even the first person who said that. It's mainly because of the copywritten problems. If you try to play music during a stream, if it's, you know, well-known music, I guess that's not YouTube music, like YouTube free music, you might get a copyright claim and all that jazz. And yeah, I think about it, but I often choose not to because I don't want anyone making claims on my videos. How about some NCRS? Video game music. Oh, message was retracted? Okay. Video game music are normally okay. Like what type of video game music is okay though? I'm not familiar with how that goes. Like background music that's in a video game or something? So I know a lot of video games these days do story content, and through that content they usually play music that's, you know, licensed out for that game to be in that game. But you're talking about like Mario or something like that or something, maybe? Nah, Nintendo goes after people for like anything, so you don't mean that. You can't possibly mean. No. Hey, how's it going, Jess Galaxy? I mean, NCS music, not NCRS, my bad. NCS. What does NCS stand for? I'm unfamiliar right now. Yes. Oh, like Skyrim? Let me see here. What is this? Huh. Alright, I learned something new. NCR music, huh? Okay. I'll look into it for the next stream. Hmm. Thank you for suggesting it. Okay. Definitely look into this for the next stream. Oh, yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Jess. Appreciate it. Hmm. Not much like that. But I'll come back to it. Oh, awesome. Jess, what type of art do you do? Yeah, what type of art do you do? Hmm. Uh-oh. Might be shy. It's okay. No need to feel shy though. I'm an artist. I've been just working on comics for a while and doing illustration when I can. Really, really love comics though. That's decent enough. Let's go over to this panel here. Start working on this. I'm actually going to go right over to this blue layer and see if I can erase away some of the things that are going straight through the figure art. But yeah. Always gotta remember to put Samara on this guy's shoulder. Too busy trying to sketch out the figure properly, and then I'm like, oh yeah, there's a whole nother character I need to put there. I could have swore I picked this one. Oh, am I doing a comic? Yes, I'm doing a manga style comic. Getting started is the worst. Is so hard. Doing a comic? It can be very difficult. My chapter 1 took me a very long time. I'm not even gonna tell you guys how long it took me. It took me like a year. I lied. I told you. But yeah, it took me like a year to finally get that thing out. And it was mainly because I wanted it to be really good. Or the best of my ability, I guess, at the time. But the thing about my first chapter is that it actually was above what I was able to consistently do. Which meant I learned a lot just doing it. And then once I did the next 2 to 3 chapters, I feel like I could finally start hitting the level that chapter 1 was consistently. I knew I could do it at that point. Like chapter 1 was probably the most difficult chapter at that point in time. I've definitely ran into some more difficult chapters than that. I've produced comics without words consistently, actually, trying to do a certain contest, which taught me a lot about how far you could get without words. You can get very far. But yeah, I'm doing a comic right now. I'm working on it for some time now, and I've gotten a decent amount far. I'm around second book level, if there is a level to this stuff, and I've been enjoying the process and enjoying I enjoy making the comic. It's really fun. I like kind of making progress for my characters and seeing where we can go next and what part in the character arc we get to touch on and stuff like that. Some characters I just, got to in the comic that I've been planning for to exist for years, like these guys have probably been restructured and rewritten a bajillion times, but I'm still happy they're here. Took a lot though. It's like, I don't know, I guess finally make it to a point in life where you could appreciate all the work you had to put in to get to it type thing. But it's really worthwhile. It's not like a crazy sacrificial thing. It's honestly just fun. Same here. I'm on my 3rd character. Nice. Progress is progress. I feel like, look, that's not a bad thing at all. The first thing I learned when trying really hard to do a comic, I was like, whoa, like, I, at that point when I was starting, I was like, oh man, I want to be the next, or I want to be like Kishimoto, or, just imagine that type of mentality, right? And then when you try it, you're sitting there like, hold up. I, I'm having a hard time right now, You're like, wait a minute, I gotta draw all the characters, all the backgrounds, and if you didn't have a really big friend base, you didn't have anyone to bounce ideas off or even check your stuff, so you didn't really know just how good it was or not. So you were rereading, and oh man, it can be a little hectic. But honestly, the first thing I learned was I'm not a comic studio, which a lot of our favorite artists have that ability to have a studio full of people who specialize in what they do in comics to kind of feed off of. And I think that despite that, you should still do it because you figure out what you can do by yourself. You figure out your workflow and how you like to work. And then when you get serious enough, I could imagine, serious enough, and also like you know exactly what you want out of this process, you'll eventually be like, yo, do I want to hire people to help me work on this? You know, um, that's something you have the ability to do, if you'd like to. But yeah, I learned that I wasn't a studio. It's very important to know, because I always kept talking about numbers when I was younger. I was like, man, they did this many pages, this quickly, like, oh man, that's really cool, and it just isn't like that. Like it's very like you start, you're like, man, I want to do this thing, and yeah, you can do that thing, but you're gonna learn so much just trying to do it. It's almost invaluable when you want to really do comics. The fact that you can actually just start, like a lot of things require like school and all this other stuff, but like you can actually just crack open a book and start learning how to do comics by just trying to do it. Which is why I really like comics. You can actually sit there with like a composition notebook or something, if anyone knows what that is. I know some of you do somewhere. But like you can just crack open a notebook and go, okay, here's what I want the character to do in scene one or panel one, and okay, how do I want to get them to panel two? Like, does the camera stay on them? Does it stay still? Do they walk past the camera? Uh, is there a little cut and there's another scene after that? Do I switch the scene to a whole different character or in a different location? Like, what viewpoint do I choose to go by? Do I make the camera point of view shot from a human being, or do I do it from an inanimate object? There's so many options you have. I really love comics. It's really nice. But and what type of narrative does all this serve in the end, right? So not only all that, but also what's the story being told here subtly? Ah, yeah. Waiting on my framed ink. Framed ink, yeah. I love that book. It's a nice book. Um, I still think it's one of the best books to have as an artist. Composition can never be understated in the form of art, and framed ink teaches you how to utilize composition consistently well. So it'll always be kind of sort of relevant. And then the author came out with Framed Ink 2, and I did a review on that recently. Um, and Framed Ink 2 is also really, really good. I want to do a Patreon series on it actually, where I'd go through Framed Ink 1 and 2 and show you guys the relevance of both of those books and what they do well, and kind of like how to utilize those books. I've been really busy and I guess falling behind also on that endeavor, but I still would like to do it. It's still worthwhile to do, or to think about doing, so I will do that eventually. It's always weird when I don't get this thing right here. Alright, there we go. I don't think he needs his arm up there. Make it a sub thing? Maybe I will. I was thinking of kind of like doing a thing where I allow people to like I put the videos on like Patreon first, maybe, or something like that, right? So everyone have access to it if they go to Patreon. And then later down the line, I'll just, unlock it, if you will, and throw it up on the YouTube page for everyone else later. I don't feel like that's a bad idea. Could have swore oh wow. Thought I was gonna erase away, but it actually added to it. I didn't know it was gonna do that. I think we're making decent progress right now. So I'm going to also get faster. Just to make the most of the moment. So I usually feel like we're making decent progress, but I'll talk a bunch, so sometimes I get lost in the conversations. Sometimes. It's good enough for a ref there. Alright, so that's got that guy and multiple panels there. I know I need to do Halo here. And Samara is missing it from there. Samara's there, and she should be right here, but she's not, because, yeah, need to make sure I put it there. Okay, she's there. She's not here. Alright, time to say the thing. If any of you guys are new, make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you guys don't miss any of the future videos. I do this every weekday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys enjoy comics and illustration, yeah, you'll probably enjoy this channel. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. Let's see here. Let's see what I did there. Alright, we got the fireworks going again. Love it. Alright. This guy looks a little off. Also want to fix this guy here. Let me see here. What layer are you on, sir? It's odd. Okay. So what I usually do with stuff like this, I cut and paste it. That way when I do this, even though it's going through it, it's not like merged together on the same layer. So I can go ahead and click back to this layer below it now and just erase away what's kind of going through. The 4th of July, for people who have fireworks, is like every day they get the light one off, man, you know, and that's cool. I mean, again, I'm also really excited for the chapter and the work that I've been producing, you know, so I understand, you know what I'm saying, like, it's not the craziest thing in the world, man. People want to celebrate, you know. I think it's pretty cool. I'm gonna give this guy like a cap. I think that'd be funny. Not funny, but I don't know. I'm gonna give him the cap. Turn backwards. think this arm here doesn't work. I think it would be more up here. It's really lanky fellow. We have the stitching that goes like this. We have the little joint that goes in the front. Excuse me. Realize you guys are excited, but can you go be excited down the street? I'm streaming up here. Nah, man, they're excited about the stream, man. It's okay. It sets the atmosphere, you know? Look, it's a fair trade. I'm an indie comic guy, you know, I'm trying to do my own thing. And the trade-off is, look, I may not get like fan mail or postcards, but I get fireworks, and that's pretty cool. Actually, it'd be cooler if I like made this a little bit bigger here. Yeah. Alright. I'm totally okay with that. No one's gonna ever see that guy. Alright, so I feel like, oh, well, there's this other one part here. I don't completely like this face, and I also feel like my Keem isn't where he's supposed to be here. Let's make sure this and the other part isn't on the same layer. Okay, so only those two things are right there on the same layer. Cool. Why am I using this right now? What the heck? There we go. Alright. Me comparing my characters' size of their heads. Just like, alright, you good? You got this? Alright, cool. You guys doing okay. So Halo's taller, so technically, but since he's bending down just a little bit, you know, shouldn't be that much higher than his line of sight. That could work. Let me see, can I make this a little bit bigger here? Doesn't really do much for that box there. There we go. I can work with that mostly. Alright, I'm gonna start cleaning up a bit now on here, so that things can look a little bit more tidy. Everything that's going outside the layer, I'm gonna have to like come back to it. Well, going outside like the page limit, if you will. Some stuff is just fine. Other things aren't fitting the way I wish they would. So, but yeah, for the most part, I'm just gonna clean up anything that's kind of spilling out. And it's mainly on this this layer where I kind of started the storyboards or the thumbnails, right? Oh dang it! I don't have a whatchamacallit on. So that whole time, all right, cool. I'll take that L. I'll go back and do the work, no problem. Thought I had the additional thingy on that allows me to select more than one thing at a time. This is definitely why I do storyboarding and thumbnailing on the computer. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and delete that stuff now. A little bit neater. Thought that would be something there, but guess not. Popo coming to break the party. Maybe they are. Maybe they're joining the party. Never know. Expect that to happen. Okay. So you're telling me... Wait, what layer is this on then? Wow, okay. You sure? There's no way. Okay, I thought so. I'm like, what? Alright. So now I need to start resizing some of the things that are here on the green, or, well, where the green is kind of sticking through. Okay. Hey, how's it going, Tavon? It's been a while, man. How you been? It's only been like a day. Yeah, man, you missed stream, bro. Like I did like 128 pages, man. Like it was crazy. I just got really slow right before you showed up, man. It was like really eventful, man. Yeah, man. Once in a lifetime thing, man. Had me for a second. I thought I missed like a week of streaming or something. Oh man, no man. It's only been a day, man. Now, usually people tell you, hey, don't draw in the gutters. But I'm not gonna tell you anything. I'm just gonna do it and see how you feel about it when you see it. Uh, there's no real rules. And I've seen people draw in the gutters. More so, what I'm thinking about drawing in is the area right here. This is... Alright. Imagine this is like you opening the book, right? This is the spread that you see in front of you. I don't feel like it's a bad thing to sometimes connect the top panel or something like that to the side that's going over. I feel like it almost helps you unconsciously, subconsciously, to kind of go over to that direction, I guess. It helps lean you into that easier. But also, it's like if you know that you're going to lose some art there, that's up to you. You can actually make that decision. But if someone opens the book more, they could see that. But it's not necessarily a bad thing in my opinion. I don't think it takes you out of it because I don't know. I've seen a bunch of different people do it, and it's never completely taken me out of it or nothing like that. It's like, oh wow, okay. It's just something I saw they did. Alright, so what else here is in the green layer that I don't need to be in the green layer? You know what? No, I want to use this whole entire panel here. This purple one here I don't need. What was that? I wish to draw to get gooder? To get better? Okay. I don't completely understand what you said, but I feel like you're bringing up something that I brought up earlier. Yeah, so that's the thing. Up, here we go. What layer are you on again? Because you cannot be on the bottom layer talking about, I'm purple. Like, no, there's no way. Alright, there you go. But yeah, people, I don't know. I try to, I love comics, so I know a decent amount about comics. I try to read them as often as I can. But there's certain things that I do know about and have practiced and learned about that I feel like they translate well enough. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to follow my intuition at this point because I've done a lot of studying and a lot of practicing with certain things with comics. Though there's still a lot to learn, I don't want to be rigid about what I put down anymore because I've already done over what I've done probably over 100 pages that aren't even in this comic that are produced after I produced the first chapter of this comic. So like I feel like I have some know-how when it comes to that type of thing at this point. Hmm. Oops, no, I was joking about how you're saying not drawing in the gutters, and then you draw in the gutters. Ah, yeah. So you don't want to plan to put anything important in the gutters. I guess that's what I really mean to say. You can draw in the gutters. I would say on the outside ones, don't put anything there, like on these ones, right? Because they're actually going to get chopped off. The stuff that's over here in the middle of the spread, right? That's literally the in-between space of the 2 pages in the middle, right? So technically that makes it in the book if it gets printed, right? Like if you print that, it actually makes it in the book. But there's a part of that that's literally that crevice. If someone opens the book enough, they'll be able to see whatever's there. But it's smart if you plan to make sure that nothing important is there, you know? Unless you like you do, unless you actually want that to be something there, and you'd like make it like a treasure hunt type thing. But like, I don't know. I don't want to do that yet type thing. But yeah, like for the most part, these little squares that are like right here, kind of see through it. They go all the way down. That's all your important stuff right there. So all your faces, all your hands, all of your sound effects, all of your dialogue needs to fit usually in that box. Even if your dialogue bubble is big enough that it goes outside of that rectangle, your actual text needs to fit inside of that. I'm still thinking about this panel right here, where I've drawn all this stuff outside of it to kind of make sure it's what it's supposed to be. And at the same time, I'm like, should I make it a little smaller just to fit even more background information in this panel? Makes me think. I think I'll do it just a little bit though. And which layer is this all on? Okay, great. That's fine. But then my characters don't get smaller either. Don't like that completely. Make sure I'm still in the right layers. Good. So basically I want to kind of do this. Just move this over. Okay, so something Ah, okay, so what's not moving is the boats. Cancel. You're gonna go find the boats. Where are you? Right here, maybe? No. There we go. That didn't take too long. Alright. Grab this. I'm gonna push from this side. Now the boats get smaller as well. And I guess technically we'd be able to get that much in there. But that gives us a lot more space for dialogue as well. So, I like it. Thank you, sir, for putting up bad jokes. It's not a bad joke at all. You called me out. As you should. Okay, so all this stuff right here is just not making it in. So we don't need to have it right there, because literally where things will be cut off. Go back to where we have our little sketch of the water. Do the same thing. Go from here to here. Cut that out completely. Alright, same thing down here. Just go ahead and grab that layer. It's in purple. Click there. Cool. So that's the main stuff making it in. You mean even some part of this at the bottom isn't gonna make it in? It's probably about here to here. I'm actually gonna try and do a little part of it here, because if I can't completely see it, I'd rather have more than less to work with, because if I have less, that means I have to draw more or add things in. If I have more already there, it's like, oh, okay, I just have to like not add that to it, you know. Hey, how's it going, Thero? How you doing, man? Alright, so now I'm gonna go over here. Uh-oh, Clipsedio's like, hold on, let me save real quick. You got it, bro. Alright, didn't take too long. What layer am I on? Let's make sure we're on the right layer. Cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go around this area and just get rid of everything that's on this layer when it comes to the character art, which is kind of like the it's all from the thumbnailing phase, where I was just, you know, figuring out ideas for the composition and everything like that for the chapter. And I got the lasso tool on addition, so it kind of just keep on adding to the selection of things. And this is mainly for two parts. One, I can do what I said I was going to do, which is go ahead and get rid of the underdrawing that's on that layer. And two, I'll show you. It's funny I have these techniques, but I'm not even going to be finishing my art digitally. But it makes sense to me at the same time. So now I have all that situated, I can go ahead and delete everything below it right there. And then I can click this, so this is like that layer, right? I can go up, and I don't even know if this is the right layer or not. I will find you. I can go over here to this blue layer, essentially, right? Alright, so this is where my line art is. So now what I can do is, if this is the background in between it, I mean, right after it, what I can do is make a new layer. Pick white here, and then I can fill it. And see, that didn't work. So like, that's a really bad example. So like, now I'm gonna undo that, and now I'm gonna rethink everything I just thought I was doing, cause I didn't. Oh man. All right, so think what it's supposed to be like is, I assume this is supposed to be above it, and then I'm gonna take this layer here, which is new, put it in between that layer, and I think now, yeah, yep, there we go, yeah. And basically now they stick out directly on top of the background art. Let me read the chat. Pretty good, just chilling. The Razor Deck thing came in today. Oh, word? Did you test it out? Did you try it out? Did you map any buttons? Or was it like weird when you saw it? You're like, whoa, look at all these freaking buttons. Like, what am I about to use all this stuff for, type thing? So I know when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know. Yeah, I already got all my hotkeys set up. Dang, okay, nice. It's a really good tool, man. It takes a minute to get used to, because I gotta remember which buttons it is. Yes, I had to relearn all my buttons, right? So I actually drew what it looked like, and I wrote out all the buttons like on a list or whatever. So like, even though I don't have it with me right now, I usually take it and put it right in front of me, and as I'm like drawing with you guys on stream, I'll like look back up like, oh yeah, what's that button again? I'm actually looking around for my book now, like, where did I put that book? Oh, it's right there. But yeah, I usually have it out in front of me though. Started doing that like a week ago. Technically a couple days back, actually. Yep, there it goes. It's really useful though, man. But yeah, so now we have that situated. I don't know what this guy, oh wait, yes I do. He's the guy. He's the guy that just kind of drove them over there, so like, I know exactly what he's supposed to look like. I was like, I don't know what this guy looks like. I'm like, yeah, I do. So I think that I actually have a specific layer for this guy already, just because he has black ink on him like this. And I did it in a certain specific time period, I guess. So let me go ahead and grab this, grab my lasso fill tool, because he's wearing a certain shirt. I'm going to go ahead and fill that in. Okay, I didn't think about that. For a while, I used to see people with the changing LED lights and didn't care for it, but it but it being in front of me looked super like chill and peaceful. Yeah, man, it's really interesting. I didn't really get that either, but I was just like, oh well, one day I'll get something like that. But now I'm like, I want a keyboard like this. Like I want a keyboard like that lights up, because like my keyboard right now is really standard, and I can't see it in the dark. So even though I'm only working digitally right now, I could like turn off my light or something and just know exactly what keys I'm pressing, but I can't do that because I can't see the darn keys right now. Yeah, they're pretty nice and easy on the eyes. Yeah. You can actually, I just learned this, or I just tried this more so, right? You can actually customize all those lights. You can actually single out a button on there that you want to make a different color, and it'll be a different color from all the other lights, even when they're changing colors. Now I chickened out. I chickened out as soon as I tried it because I made one button change, and then I was like, whoa, and then I never tried it again. I never touched it again. I was like, I don't know. So I just got the 0 1 button that's just lighting up different color, and I'm just like, yep, you just gonna stay that way because I don't know what I'm about to do with that. Not yet, anyway. I gotta do some more fiddling with it. So that's good enough for a rough drawing right there. Definitely gotta do a little bit more here and there. But at the same time, I shouldn't worry about that right now since I'm in cleanup phase. And I'll come back to this other stuff later. Man, my cat is demanding attention. She's like rubbing on my arm and I'm like, come on, bro. I'm trying to do some work. No, human. You had your time. Come on, man. It's always funny when I do that. Well, alright, go to this layer. And I think that it's on like a rectangular lasso tool or something, and then it's not. I like that things are finally a lot clearer. I can really see what's happening a lot better. So I know these are multiple layers here. So there. Okay, and there's another one. It's probably... Oh. Nope. Is it this one? Nope. 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 I could easily find it. I'm just trying to be stubborn, I guess. Okay, that's one of them. And that's another of them. And that's another of them. And I guess that's one too? I don't know. That should be enough. Alright, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and put everything here and select everything like this. Do I need everything here like the way it is? That's what I'm thinking about. Or is it already working and just kind of trying too hard here? Ah, that's what it was. I didn't have this guy. If you guys can see this line here, you know, there's like this line. I don't know if you, yeah, it's like this line right here, you know. It's telling me that, yo, everything on this side of it is important. So that means, again, characters' faces, hands, you know, the text that you have to read, you know, sound effects, all that good stuff should be there. So try to get it over there. And this guy was over here on the other side of it. So that's what was wrong with that. Are you about to jump down? What's happening? What you doing? You good? I'm talking to my cat. She over here balled up. You good? What you mean? You good? Alright. Okay. So that's a better thing overall. And now I can get rid of all of this. So I have all those layers selected like that. And yeah, I'm just rebalancing things like that. This stuff is all hanging out of this frame. So it goes around the edge of it so I don't cut off too much. And I'll cut rid of all of that right there. Same thing here. I have to kind of reevaluate the space that's going on here as well. And I can see that this guy's leg or his foot is like outside of this part that it's supposed to be in. So I'm going to go ahead and reevaluate that as well. The whole thing is like, for some reason I think feet can kind of reach out of it. It's all about how you crop it, right? Like as long as they don't look like visually crippled, if you will. Like if you know, there's supposedly certain places you shouldn't crop your characters because it visually just doesn't work or something like that, you know. Like no matter how good you are, you can't get around how you crop your characters in the frame. So yeah, go ahead and push this guy more forward here, like this. And of course I'm losing the green pillar. Alright, so we're going to try that again. We're going to grab it here as well. Of course, it's the blue, no, wrong one. Alright, so if that's that, and that's, where is that at? Up here. So it's the second one right there. So I need to grab that, and also this stuff here. Which is also green? No. Okay, there we go. So got that. Go up here. It's the second one, so it should be this one. And yeah, there we go. Cool. Push all that there. Now we got most of everything we need right there. I can allow this guy to be this tall or this far away. And everything kind of fits in that frame the way it needs to now. And people are excited about that decision, and I'm happy about that as well. You know, I believe it's the waist and or at the knees. Yeah, it's the neck. Like you can actually crop someone incorrectly at the neck. I think it's all the extremity thingies, right? So it's like a certain place in the neck. Your elbows, you shouldn't crop someone at the elbow. You shouldn't crop someone at the waist. You shouldn't crop someone at the knee. And I think you shouldn't crop someone at the ankles either. Yeah, those are the usual places that you shouldn't crop someone. And obviously hands are kind of like, yeah, you shouldn't crop someone at like the knuckles or something like that. Because now it looks like their hands, you know, what's going on? Yeah. It's a bunch of little things like that. But honestly, like, you think about it, but you eventually stop thinking about it because it just becomes second nature. Like you've already thought of it enough type thing. Actually, I don't need to erase out of that at all because it's light enough for me to kind of ignore it. There's some things that aren't. That are not. But I'm like also like, you know, yo, the ink in my printer though. You know, like something I don't have to like actually do anything with. Like that'd be pretty cool. But it's not really that big a deal. Alright. Somebody had the flintlock pistol out there. It's pretty cool. So I already know that I like what's going on here, per se. Like thunder. It's very loud, yeah. So again, this dude Halo is kind of over here on like the line, so he's already kind of failing at that point. But I know I redesigned this whole entire page because I didn't like a certain amount of things on it. So go ahead and do the same process where I'm going to select both layers. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I have everything. I wonder, is the green the layer? Or, yeah, is that on the... Yeah, okay, it is. Good. Alright, color coordination, let's go. Oh, yeah, that's the beautiful sounds of Baltimore right there. You heard it. So I'm kind of redesigning this one to kind of which page is this? Where does this stop? So that's our spread there. This is our spread here. I could force this downward, but I don't think I need it to be that big. Like it doesn't need to be that big. Also, this is going above where it's going to be cropped off anyway, so I'll bring it down like that. Okay, now it's a lot better, I would say, because you got all the heads and faces there, so that's good. Yeah, I think that's how I'll crop that to some degree, and it needs to be more like forced over. So what I'm going to do is free transform, which means I can just stretch this over. It's always weird when it works like that. Why doesn't this work the way I think it does? If I press shift, it just reverts like it's trying to do something else. Makes me wonder if I don't understand something. Okay, well, I can use my eyes and see what's going on with it. I think that's about right. I see that there's a little bit of things here and there that are a little off now, but not that bad. Just get rid of this stuff here. Okay, and this already really works well, so I don't need to fix too much here at all. Yeah, it actually just works well enough. This scene was always perplexing to me, and I know good and well that this part here is going to get cut off in the blue. So I'm just go ahead and crop that now and see what that looks like. But I'm fine with it because his waist is kind of in there. He's not being... Oh, I thought that was the right layer. His waist is kind of in there. It's not... I don't think he's being cut off by any important extremities there. You can kind of see enough to kind of get what's happening without thinking this guy doesn't have two legs, I guess. Yeah, he's not being cut off at the knee per se, so you can't even see it. All you can see is like the one leg kind of come through right there. So I can kind of play with that. It's also pretty cool that like actiony scenes has the ability to like not be stiff if you don't want them to be. You actually, I think you're more encouraged to be rougher if you want to, but also be more gestural. Like actually push the character's torso or like the feeling of movement in scenes where there should be more movement. Because in regular mundane scenes of walking, talking, and doing whatever, even if they are those types of scenes, it's more about, is it supposed to be actiony or is it supposed to not be actiony? If it's supposed to be actiony, it doesn't matter what it is. You want to kind of push the feeling of motion, and yeah, having roughness here also helps push that feeling of motion. Oh, you told me that wasn't all on sim layer. Alright, now I can get rid of this stuff here. I think I'll be able to get the right layer by just clicking it like that. Should be on its own layer. Yep, got it. This is on a separate layer, on a different layer. Should have probably merged it down though, save space. I'm okay with most of this here. I think it looks decent for what it's trying to do. So this here, I'm not gonna like. I'm gonna have to push this further forward because I did actually work on that shop, and I definitely want that shop to be in that frame. Actually, undo that and hold shift. See if I can kind of just move it over. See, at least these characters kind of make it in. Even if that one part doesn't, these two do. So it's like I gain something out of that. I can also make it a little smaller. And I can kind of get that menu joint in there like I want. At least a part of it. Well, technically no, I'd actually get the whole thing in there. I just have to move the thumbnail part into position. It's probably off a bit. That's okay. Gets the idea across that I'm going for, or that I want to go for. for the most part, I like mostly everything else. Right, most of these people have clothes, and then you have people like this guy. He's just like, it's like, I'm a naked dude, you know, like walking around. You got this guy with a hoodie, you know, everything's cool, and then you got this lady who's like, and you got this lady. Oh man, I gotta fix this. But it's not all bad. Most of everything is kind of still there, so I'm not about to shift gears and throw all that down on there. Not right now, anyway. Alright, so what else do we need to do? So I feel like these panels and pages are gonna be a bit not problematic, but troublesome. So I have to really make sure that I'm getting what I want into these panels. So you got the green layer here. Yep, it's that by itself. Then you have to get a, what else? Yeah, the green layer here. Then you have this layer. I'll just leave this open. Green layer. Yep, that layer. What's the other layer? Okay, so nothing at the top. Now this red here. Nothing purple. I don't think that that's anything else then. Okay. So I have all that, I think. Oh wait, I know what it is. It's this layer here. Where is that? It's 1, 2. Where's the people? So this, oh. Screen, blue. People are on what layer? This layer. That's what that was. And then we also have this layer here, which is here. Alright. People are down here somewhere. It's a lot of layers to check though. Alright, cool, we just fast travel to it, huh? Is that everything? Alright, so of course I wouldn't get that one extra person layer there. For the most part, all I had to do was move it like that. Most of everything else is there. And then you have this layer by itself. Should be moved over a bit. Oh, it's because all that is already being selected. There we go. go to the underdrawing layer here. Then I can kind of erase away. It's funny seeing how rough some of those drawings are right there, but they really work already for as far as like compositional purposes work. So I can actually just go right on top of them and make them do what they're supposed to. Alright, so this green layer, or this part here, needs to be kind of erased away, because there's definitely going to be a space here. And this guy's feet are definitely going to be on like the ground plane to some degree. And that's how much we're going to erase away. Could technically just add something here also for a note. Oh yeah, right, so we can do outline selection, do something like that if I wanted to. Like give me the exact amount that I need to like make sure that's all lined up. Here we are with all of this. All this stuff is kind of like where it's supposed to be. So I could necessarily kind of crop out what I don't want or need here. So I could get rid of all this stuff here. Still in the green layer. And I can also completely crop out this front part. Oh, but of course that's on the same layer as well here. So I have to be careful not to touch things that I actually want to keep. So yeah. Didn't lose anything vital over there. Most of the stuff, all the information we need is right there. Could do the same thing for this part that I did over there. Except I think there we go. I think that this is a little bit too broad, so I'll put it down like 15. It's about 10 off. That's decent. And then I can also, let me see, can I reselect that? Kind of erase away inside of it. And of course we have all that going on, but we can come back to that. You can reselect again, and then grab from here, grab the person art layer, and erase away like that. Definitely going to be adding this guy's shoes right now, because nah. So as you guys can tell, I'm getting further. Fireworks continue, you know, people are excited. I'm excited, you know, like, it's really cool. happy to be here producing this comic on train with you guys, you know, so stay tuned, you know. Yeah. There we go. Let's go ahead and erase away what is not going to show through, which is the other side of this background. Alright, still in the green layer, I believe. Go ahead and create another one of these little borders. So I'll do something like this. And interesting. Oh, okay. So that's how that works. I thought so. Then I'll go over to the character art layer again and erase away. Cool. I have a little makeshift panel border as well there. And I don't need any of this stuff here. Oh, didn't. Oh, it's on that layer. I didn't even notice. Okay. Interesting. Oh nah. So what I ended up erasing was something on a very important layer that I don't need to get rid of at all. So, I'm thinking of, let me see here. Let me go to this bottom layer here. Erasing away there. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab everything that is on the character art layer here. And then also figure out the background layer, which should be right here. Yep. See if I can grab everything in this layer and kind of change it a little bit. Right, so this guy's eyes are reaching outside of that box that I kind of warn everyone to stay in type thing. So I went ahead and readjusted that in particular. And yeah, now I feel like it fits more. Let's go down here to this layer below. Get rid of that. And now add a also functional panel border joint here as well. I think that works pretty well. Go ahead and erase away about this amount of it. This. And we have most of everything we need in there. This last page here kind of really works already. So I'm just kind of going to go around it a little bit, but for the most part I think it works very well. Alright. Yeah. I like the way it's looking. Alright. So 17 pages right there. Oh, obviously these guys, it's gonna get cropped like a lot. Let's see, where is this actually? So all this stuff will be cropped here, including that background actually. Oh, okay. As Thorough would say, they're making that firework. Okay. Had a little rhythm to that one. That was pretty cool. Okay, so... So it'd be a very wide style panel here. Obviously, that all cannot fit in there. Things stop around there. So I'm thinking of grabbing everything and kind of squeezing it a little bit. So let's see here. Where exactly is this panel? Sit by itself. And there should be something up here. I think it should be above it. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not then. What panel am I on? I mean, what page? What layer am I on right now? This one. Okay. Okay. Looking for that certain specific background. There's a lot of these layers I see. Alright, I think that's everything. No, it's not. Now that's everything. Alright, so I'm going to grab all of that and kind of push it together. And of course, the one layer I think I didn't get was the underdrawing maybe? Which is in this folder by itself. Yeah. Alright, still wrong. There's a whole nother layer somewhere. And I found it. Alright. Finally. Alright, so I'm going to skew this inward. Skew this inward towards the center and push that down. Clouds can kind of go off to the edge a bit because they can like escape. Kind of. At least that's what I want to happen. So I'll kind of draw more on that. For the most part, yes. It's kind of funny, this little line here. I think what I'll end up doing is making this some sort of white line here. And it'll like separate those two really well because the water here is going to be darker, right? And then you're going to have a separation between the water that's above them and below. So I think what I'll do is just make sure that it's apparent that you're going into a different panel, but also like, I don't know, it shouldn't feel so heavy. I think I'll just go with there being a divide between the one above and the one below. Hopefully I remember that from this video. That'd be pretty cool. I actually put it above, around about here. That way it won't like go near his eye too easily. So that would be some sort of tangent. Alright. Alright. I think for the most part, Nope, nope, we didn't even make it back up to this top part. So yeah, we're still going. Alright. Still got a few more to do. But for the most part, yeah, we've been kind of cranking through this pretty well. Um, uh, Not too much I would change at all. I think a lot of this stuff was balanced well enough. Thank goodness. Definitely gotta say, I got a little hectic when it comes to layer management this time. Usually, I'm a little bit more, things go a little bit smoother when it comes to layer management, but I don't know, this chapter or this part just wasn't as easy going as all that. So here we go. Have all that right there, and the cutoff will be here. So I already know I'm going to squeeze that a little bit more since that cutoff is right there. It's weird, I usually actually draw directly on certain layers, but not this time, I guess. Okay, this is going to be one of those types. Oh my god. Where are you? Alright, so you must be below. That's okay. This is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to memorize where everything is. Again. So you are here. And then I need to know where this one is. It's right above the blue. What? Okay. That's mostly everything in there. So I think I should be able to do what I'd like to do here. Alright, so this is a right page, meaning I can go towards the right, but I can't go towards the left. Things are going to be cropped off towards the right, but like more so towards the left, because the left is more so, again, towards the spine of the book, right? And the right actually has a little bit of space for you to have extra imagery going on there. Okay. And that works. Just need to go to, actually before I do that, the first thing I'm going to do is do this other page. Even if the under drawing is a little weird looking, I'm gonna just go ahead and move this stuff as well. Oh wait, what happened? Oh no. Okay. Actually, it doesn't do anything, right? Well, let's see. But I misclicked. Maybe I did, but it didn't register it or something. Let's see if I can also move this one a little bit over. Or it doesn't need to be moved over at all. I see that there's a checkerboard now, which means that I ended up clicking a layer that's kind of funny. It's a layer that is literally at the bottom, so I found a way to touch that layer of all layers. Fine. That is just fine. Oh, yeah, that means that I ended up touching the original, oh man, the thingy. Where's Control Z? 14. Okay, so I need to go ahead and yeah. It's weird, I don't remember that working that way, but okay. Guess I can try and reselect now. Okay, so for the most part that's already exactly where I want to have it. Yeah, the paper, right. I ended up touching the original, like, paper thumbnail thingy that I was working on. At, like, the whole entire bottom. Yeah, including the digital paper and crap. Like, if you touch that and you erase away it, then you just get the transparency underneath of it. So, yeah. But yeah, it's that moment again. If any of you guys are new here and you enjoying the content, make sure to subscribe. I do this every weekday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys enjoy comics and seeing people work through the process of that, or if you like illustration, be sure to subscribe to the channel, because it will help out and it will be cool. Thank you. Okay, so, oh, that one part that I just didn't remember to get in there, huh? Is this all? No, it's not. Alright, all I need to do is find this anyway. Of course, I scribbled it with a very small pen. And what layer are you on? Oh, awesome! You're on a really, decent panel. I mean, yeah, thing there. So it should work out. Whoa. So I kind of just want to move it down, I guess. I'm gonna move it over a little bit as well. See. And try to get it more in frame because it's really not in frame. And I guess I could grab it and make it smaller. That's just fine. For the most part, I can get the top part of that well. That probably did not make any sense to anyone but me. But basically, this is gonna go to like the top of the page, basically, right here. So I know I can pull that off essentially. That's what I was trying to say. There's this one freaking line here, and I'm like, what's happening? What are you doing here? Okay. Come back to that. Alright, underdrawing here needs to be kind of dealt with a little bit. Alright, I like that. Things have a consistent movement of going from the right hand side to the left hand side, as like our attention kind of goes downward and over, downward and over. So I like the way that feels. Yep, and for the most part, all I have to do now is kind of get everything over to the other part of Clip Studio, where I essentially arrange all the pages, and I can actually use the tool, one of the best tools ever. It's the divide frame border tool, I believe it's what it's called, and it basically just allows me to kind of cut panel borders out of these certain types of layers, and yeah, they're really neat and they're really nice, and I don't have to use a traditional ruler necessarily to use them. I mean, even if I printed out my pages, I still wouldn't have to use a ruler, because I could literally print them out on the page, or I don't have to use them. I could just, I could print it out the computer done, or I could print out the computer like lightly so that I can see it and use it, but when I scan it back in, all I have to do is move things into place right there, and that's also really cool. So I've already cropped everything from this page a certain way, so I already know that, like, I know what stuff isn't gonna be here. This is a, you know what? Nah. This stuff I'm gonna keep, because I know that, I don't know, I like the aesthetic already for what it is. So these lines here, I'm gonna crop these because they're technically on this page, but all this stuff right here is on the left hand page. This stuff going outside of the page I don't need here. It's going outside the page. Okay, go back here real quick so that I can grab this underdrawing. Cool. Still getting used to what all these icons actually look like. Oh, because I'm on that layer, obviously, yeah. Thought I was on the right layer here. Okay, I guess that, what's up with this layer? Why won't it allow me to do what I'm trying to do? Oh, okay. There was nothing wrong with that layer, was it? Nothing wrong with it at all. It was just that I didn't have the selection on. Reselect. Now I can do it, of course. Yep. Got it. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely look over all this stuff because I have to. When I take it over into the full Clip Studio, approach, I'm going to be looking at everything as far as how things fit on the page, even more so than I am now, because it's like the final look right before I print things out of the computer. If I ever need to rework anything right before then, I'll do that. But for the most part, I've done all the work in front of you guys on stream. So yeah. And I really love sharing things like this because, when I was younger and I was looking to do comics and get some insight and see other stuff like that, I don't think a lot of people were streaming that process at all. So I'm happy that so many people like myself are doing that, and it's great. So many different techniques you can see. Some people who are doing paper, some people who are doing digital, some people who are doing both, like me, and sharing that process with others so that they can kind of see that and kind of learn from it. Yeah, back when YouTube was in its infancy. You wish you had YouTube back then? I wish YouTube had YouTube back then. Because YouTube was just, what it was. If it existed at all, we know what YouTube started off as, man. It was just a platform where people posted about their cats or talking crazy oranges who talked, and I don't know. You had some people who understood what they wanted to do with it, but everybody was just trying whatever. And just like cryptocurrency, I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I didn't think it was gonna actually be something useful for so many people once it finally matured a bit. So that was, I don't know. I think when I don't know, when you're young, I don't think you make gambles like that. I think an older person might make that YouTube's just this place where, I think when you're young, you're just like, oh, okay, cool, that's cool. You don't really bank. I wasn't banking on anything, becoming anything, and being a part of it first or something like that. think I'm more so like that now, but it's also like that takes a certain amount of energy for me to like actually be paying attention. I remember when I remember when cryptocurrency first started and being just like, "Oh, that's cool." And now I'm like, "Dang it. Not I've never owned not one." Now, obviously, I don't have any pain like some people who actually owned one, who actually owned like even like one, what is it called? Geez, I don't even remember what it's called. Bitcoin, right? Even one Bitcoin. I don't have that pain or frustration of knowing what it feels like to be like, oh man, I actually had one of those things and I used it on something and I didn't think it was gonna be anything, so I didn't care. And then next thing you know, this coin is worth 30,000 or 40,000 for like one coin. It's like, jeez. Like if you if you own like 10 or 20 coins or something like that, if you actually just racking them up, you'd be like rich right now. It sucks to think about. And now we have something called Dogecoin, and I don't know what that's gonna be. Maybe I'll get into that one day whenever I have money, but I'll get that soon, eventually, one day. I like this page layout a lot. It feels really inviting, I guess. Yeah, I like it a lot. Thing about double page spreads that makes them a little bit difficult, which is honestly why I haven't attempted to do a lot of double page spreads. It's the fact that you have to either think about uh, two parts of an image that it's going to be cropped at the center to some degree. So you have to actually think about that. Like you have to think about that with every two pages anyway. But when you're trying to make a double page spread, you have to think about that like like even more so because you're making one image but it's going to be split in the center. So you have to always know what's at that center, and you have to also know like you have to almost make an image and then how do I describe this? You have to make an image and then essentially split it in the middle and then move it over and then be okay with losing whatever is on the edge of that. You kind of want to, yeah, that's kind of how that is. Like all this stuff over here usually it's going to be cropped anyway. So I'm looking at this guy's head and I know I don't need it anyway because his head already works as a head. Yeah, I'm trying to do more studying on double page spreads so that I can have more courage and do them more often. And it's not good enough in my opinion to just look at them and go, man, that's cool. And I do that often, but you know, like, man, it's cool. Like it really looks amazing or whatever it is on that image. But it's also about like what happens when you finish the image. You have to go into the software. You got to figure out how it's going to be manipulated, moved into place, and stuff like that. And you have to take all that type of stuff into consideration. You can't just make a dope double page spread image and go, man, this looks cool. Like if you're doing your own comics, you have to also figure out what part is going to be in the center, how to make sure you never put anything that's the focal point directly there. Or near that part. You kind of have to figure out how someone's eye is going to trail from right to left or left to right, depending on what type of comic you're making. So you got to do a little bit of studying, you know, a little bit. So YouTube back then, as I always, oh, as always, but save up for one. I want saving up for that one. You're saving up for a ticket to Mars? Okay. First colony will ready go. Yeah, I think they were talking about that. I forget who said that. It was kind of like if you're born in a certain year, which basically means like us in our lifetime, they'll actually be the first person to make it to Mars or something like that. You know. Oh, you actually want to? That'd be pretty freaking cool. I don't know if you'll be touchable at that point though. You know, people who go to space, man, they come back like all right, like I don't know. It feels strange when they come back. When they come back, it almost feels like nobody can get a hold of them. Like they're now a national treasure. Their body has been in outer space. Like I don't ever see these guys go around talking to anybody. It's almost like they just feel like they built different, or they are. I don't know. It just feels strange. Someone comes back from space. But on the other hand, the experience will be amazing, and also very scary. Very, very scary, but also very quiet. Very, very quiet. Yeah. I hope you enjoy that if you do get to go. But whatever you do not fart in space, because I hear there's some sort of alien up there, and you know you can avoid them as long as you don't make any sounds. But I remember one astronaut, man, he was up there and his team was getting like eaten alive or something, and then he farted, man. And he thought he got away. He thought the alien didn't see him, and he farted because he ate like baked beans or something before he went out in space. And man, it did not go well, man. Like, it's just a warning. Like, don't do that. Don't do that, man. You probably grow an appreciation for their nearest loved ones. That's probably true. That's actually beautiful when I think about it, Kai. Like, to the point where as though they're just like, yo, everything is so precious. That's the real reason why they're out of the spotlight and stuff. Like, that actually would make so much sense if that's true. Because they realize just how insignificant so much stuff is in their life by being up there, really realizing how small they are, and how small the planet is, and how large this universe is, and they actually are up there alone. And they're just like, yeah, if I make it back, yeah. That actually be really beautiful and interesting, and a lot of things actually. You already have those feels? Oh, so you said it's not gonna work on you. You're just gonna come back a villain, right? Space changed me. I don't think of us lowly humans anymore. You gonna be like that one character from what's the name of that movie? The one with Ghidorah. The new legendary film, or not the newest, but the one, Destroy All Monsters. Is that what it's called? I forget what it's called right now, but it's the one where the mom is all like, yeah. Like after Godzilla, I had to make sense of it all, And I was thinking, and I was just like, what's a good idea? We should let things go back to the way they used to be. Like we humans just mess stuff up. Yo, like we should serve under like Ghidorah and Godzilla, you know what I'm saying? Like bring back the natural chain of order. And then she starts helping, lots of people die, and you're just like, holy crap, you're horrible, lady. What's wrong with you? Space changed me. I am never again going to be the same. Oh man, this chapter's been going good though. No, that's not you? Space not gonna change you like that? I don't know, man. Space seems to change a lot of people. Hmm. Alright. I actually think I'm going to go ahead and end stream now, because I feel like I've kind of gone over time. I did not realize it. But yeah, I want to thank everyone who came out tonight, who hung out with all of us. And if any of you guys are new, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I do this every weekday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you ever want to hang out, work on your art together, and come hang with someone working on a comic or illustrations, you can do that. And I'm always willing to talk to you guys. Just go ahead and write anything down in the comment section below. Peace, everyone, and have a good day. I love this facial expression. He's all like, whoa. Alright, everyone. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace.